Taking forward this theme, we have a special presentation now on the theme Displacing Disinformation by Bharat Bhusan, South Asia editor at 360 Info. May I invite on stage Mr. Bharat Bhusan, please. Let's put our hands together for the next presentation.
Good afternoon. My name is Bharat Bhusan. I'm the South Asia editor of 360 Info. 360 Info is a news service which had its origins in trying to fight disinformation. Also in seeing that newsrooms are in a crisis the world over. They have little money, or there's little incentive to spend money on news, and that most expertise is outsourced. Expertise no longer lies in newsrooms. People who report don't have the ability to analyze complex issues. So where does expertise lie? We believe expertise lies in universities, in research institutions. So it was with this idea that how about having a news service where every writer is a professor or a researcher. Journalists are only the backroom boys. They identify issues with the help of experts, and then they commission articles, analysis from academics in the university, where expertise, we believe, resides. So with this idea, 360 Info was set up, and the idea was the structure should be such that unlike traditional news agencies, the hubs are not always in the West. The hubs should be distributed across the globe. So we pick up one particular issue. On that, we commission university professors from across the world. And this commissioning is done by our different hubs. We are headquartered at Monash University. We have a hub in Osaka University. We have another in Jakarta, in Kuala Lumpur. The South Asia hub is in Delhi. The next hub that's going to come up is in Nairobi. All our hubs are based in universities, and all our services are absolutely free. So our purpose is really to be a trusted supplier of explanatory and contextual information at no cost. We are not a 24/7 news service. We do not follow the news cycle. We identify certain issues, big issues that are facing the world, whether it is migration, hunger, malnutrition, climate change. And before deciding on what to write on, we consult experts, academic experts. For every subject, we create a reference panel of professors, and we write a short brief and say, look, COP27 is coming up at Sharm el-Sheikh. We want to do the following articles on adaptation, mitigation, loss and damages. Do you think this is an all right brief, or do you think it's biased or skewed to a particular ideological side? And they suggest changes. They would say, you missed out this angle, or this is wrong, this is not the focus, this is African COP, so on and so forth. Then a final brief is prepared on the basis of that brief, which is devoid of ideology, devoid of, or let's say, which is more balanced than it would normally be. We go to our authors who are identified, again, on the basis of research. So journalists who are the backroom boys will do research using library tools like Dimensions, or they would go to Google Scholar or JSTOR and see who is doing currently research on which subject. And then we commission articles from them, which are 800 to 1200 word articles, and then we distribute it through news agencies. We do not run our own site. We do have a public site, 360info.org, but that's not our priority. Our priority is to supply to news agencies, and they give it to our partners. In addition to news agencies, we also have other partners. We have about 1,200 partners across the globe who use our stuff. As I said, all our articles are free. They're in the Creative Commons. We have a Creative Commons license 4.0. The content is malleable. You can either use the entire article, you can use part of it, you can use only a quote from it, or you can construct your own article from the bunch of articles that we've supplied to you. What we do is every week we only supply about 10 articles. And these are all about, as I said, big global issues, and they're all solution-based. There would be practical solutions given. We believe that the same problem can have different solutions in different parts of the world. So if you take forest fires take place in Australia, they take place in Indonesia, they take place in Uttarakhand in India, they take place in Brazil, they take place in California. So the reasons for these forest fires could be different, and the solutions could be different. Yet, you could learn from each other's experience. Similarly, malnutrition. If you want to recognize malnutrition in India, you'll probably see somebody who's thin, emaciated, you can count his or her ribs. And in America, if you see a fat person, he's malnourished. So the way you recognize malnutrition, the way you address it, again may be different. So on malnutrition, then we'll give you people writing from Asia Pacific, from Asia, from Africa, from America, so on and so forth. So we do no breaking news, as I said, freely available content. And we engage researchers. Already we have 250 authors from about 190 universities in 35 countries. Our desks are based in universities and staffed by independent editors. How do we counter misinformation? We counter alt facts and post-truth confusion with clear, calm discourse. We are slow news. We are not fast news. We are not reacting to news all the time. And we think that the way to tackle disinformation is not to have a plethora of fact-check sites. Because fact-check sites check facts after the event. By that time, a lot of damage is already done. So we think that you need to flood newsrooms with evidence-based, research-based, good quality articles with expert analysis, and marginalize fake news and alt facts. We follow a transparent practice and accountability. Full disclosure is done by all authors. All conflict of interest has to be stated, and on that basis we decide whether to publish that author, not to publish the author. We have a comprehensive code of conduct. Verification is done by editors sitting in the back room. Our charter, I will not go into details of the charter, but you can go to our site, 360info.org, and you can see what our charter is. Editorial independence is maintained. So, for example, although we are based in Monash in Melbourne, the university has no control over our content, nor can the university tell us that you please commission only from our professors. We are totally independent. We commission from all over without fear or favor. Now, just to give you an idea of what we did in September, don't go by the dates. The hunger and malnutrition package of stories was actually timed for the Biden summit on hunger. So we had people from India, for example, writing on affordable diets in rural India for women. We had people writing from Australia. We had people writing from Ireland. So we gave a package of 10 stories and a few videos by the authors, all free to use. Unnecessary surgeries, for example, in India, there's a plethora of hysterectomies being recommended by doctors. So we had professors writing about it. Why are women being subjected to unnecessary hysterectomies? There are any number of unnecessary operations that are taking place, surgeries that are taking place around the world. So we've got perspective from different parts of the world. Brain-machine interface, open access, information, we have Right to Information Act, but merely having an act, does it make it functional? Do people really get to question governance? Does governance necessarily become transparent? So we have had case studies from Bangladesh, from India, and other parts of the world as well. Extreme heat stories, etc. Now, these are our current partnerships. We are distributed in India by the Press Trust of India. We started last November. As I said, we give it to Press Trust of India free, and PTI gives it free to all its subscribers. In addition, we also have partnership with Times of India, Hindustan Times, Deccan Herald, The Telegraph, The Hindu, Business Line, Telangana Today, Udayavani. In India, we also have partnership with Seto Party in Nepal. We have users in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. So Press Trust of India, Australian Associated Press Distributors, Pacific Islands News Association, Asia News Network, ABU is a partner, Radio New Zealand, SBS, which is a public broadcaster in Australia, and Australian Broadcasting Corporation are all our media partners. We have smaller newsrooms because, as our partners as well, because we see ourselves as a newsroom resource. Smaller newsrooms do not have the financial resources to address these big issues, whether it's reporting on climate change or reporting on adverse weather events. We say that, look, we are providing you the resources for free. Please use it and create your own stories if you like. Just to give you an idea of people who are publishing us: SBS, Jakarta Post, Telangana Today, Greenpeace, Down to Earth, and various other news platforms. Do I have some more time or two more minutes? All right. So basically what are we attempting? We are trying to link university, society, and information because we think that our society faces three major challenges. The first big challenge is the misinformation problem, which is overabundance of low-quality information, disinformation. Intentional pollution of public discourse by political actors and ideologues. And we think universities, if they partner with newsrooms and media, can change this. Universities can make themselves part of the solution, counter post-truth confusion with clear, calm discourse based on research. Revive universities' role as trusted sources of information, because universities tend to educate our children, but since they're public funded, do they need to do more? We think yes, they need to give society more, and this is the role we offer to the universities by becoming a bridge between universities, the media, and other stakeholders. The missing information problem is the other big challenge that we face. There is underabundance or lack of information about crucial, slow-burn global issues. So you'll get a lot of political news, accidents, fires, killings, murders, but on climate change, on adverse weather events, on malnutrition, on surveillance societies, you don't have enough information. You don't have enough analysis. A large part of the world are neglected. As I said, all the hubs for news are in the West. Now the idea is to rebalance that distribution of news and generation of news. Then you have the misalignment problem, where universities have to demonstrate research impact and societal values. We are saying, do it through the media. We will do it for you. You write for academic journals, not even 10 people probably read that journal. Give it to us. We have a readership of 45 million potentially. We will make it readable. We will take it to people so that public discourse becomes more informative. People can question governance. People can modify governance. This is what we seek to do. So these three problems are misinformation, missing information, and perceived misalignment of universities and research. That is what we help to solve by creating this academic news agency, a sort of academic Reuters, if you like. As I said, it is free to use. It's in the Creative Commons. Please have a look. Feel free to use it. Thank you.